So, welcome back to the stream. As mentioned, we're going to basically going to flip. Oops, this is not the best start. Basically, we're going to flip between 112 and 114. Let's see if So basically, if it's called Minecraft Let's Play, it means it's 112, and obviously, if it's 114 Let's Play, it's 114. Welcome back. So we're going to do something like that. And we're currently on 112. Why is there 9 mods active? Which mods are inactive? I don't know. Which mods are inactive actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty sure that's the only ones I put in there. Alright, so yeah. And it's going to be fairly slow progress, but you know, this is going to be going over the whole summer hopefully, so should get some decent progress at some stage. Okay, so we've done a little bit more, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's just check everything's good. Yeah, no neutron today, so we'll have to do our own test here. And looks pretty good to me. Okay. Let's do a little refresh. And we'll see what we got up to today. So, in yesterday's episode, I was basically trying to do something like this, right? And because the syntax has changed, I realized afterwards, by the way, that basically this, the R, this, it doesn't exist in later versions. Basically, you have to do distance. You have to basically do something like this, and you go distance, and then it's, I can't remember exactly what it is. It's something like that. Something like this. And I would have been able to get it to work, but either way, there's certain things that don't exist. For instance, the test for command doesn't exist, and that isn't good. But you see, the advantage with something like this, right, is that you can do what they call a moving walkway, which is something that I've always been quite interested in. So, for instance, if we do it here, you'll notice we can also well, you can turn it to false. To be honest, the command block output, but I don't care that much about that. But you can see at this point, I mean, I don't know how you would make it. So I was thinking like maybe there's a way I could make it so it teleports up. I think if it went through the block, right? To give you some idea of what I mean, this is an interesting one. Let's just get rid of that. So, for instance, right? I get the feeling, right? Okay. I think it must have been aggregating full damage if that happened. But say I had a platform here, for instance. It doesn't go. It won't go through it, but it might do. Let's see what happens. I think I need to go one higher than that. This is something that I'm kind of curious about. If we had it here, for instance. Yeah. So basically, that would be a way to do it. And it's actually quite seamless, that. Probably loses a bit of health, but it is quite nice. I mean, does it look more smooth if I do it like that? I wonder. You only know if you do it 0.5, it doesn't actually go through, does it? Because it falls back down too early. That's cool though. About 7.5. It's closer to making it. I think you just have to do 1. Okay. Yeah, I just like to see if it's going to work. Okay. Oh, it actually looks much smoother now. What did I change there? Okay, so this is how you get the sheep upset. It's pretty cool. And you can do stuff with the walkways. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it, Neutron. That's cool. Just in case you were wondering about this, like this is what I was trying to do yesterday, Neutron, and it doesn't work anymore. And the reason for that is because you have to do this now. You have to do something like this. But I didn't know about that. But it doesn't matter because we're working in the older version at the moment, right? So, for instance, and we could do it with ourselves as well. You see, you can just do it like this. We can go like this. If we do it at P, radius equals 10, and then we go up. You see what happens? You can see it constantly makes you go up, which is pretty cool. So it's like a super jump in a way, which is cool, right? So for instance, if I let me just put it in again quickly. The only problem with it is you have to it's difficult to get it once you do it. Yeah, I do research. You've got to understand, Zagim, is that I do research. I do sometimes, but I have to research every day, and then I have to stream every day as well. It's quite a lot. But I have done more research for today's stream. So, do you want to know what the next piece of research is? The next piece of research, if we let's look at how the this is just a few things I've done. I've got a couple more as well. We're going to show you. Not that one. So this is the plate, and you might notice a few differences. See, things might happen a bit differently. Okay, I'll go to the pet shop and find one. Remember that. He says raw. He plays a load of sand, and then he plays. It's to be honest, I need to fix it, but I wanted to get it. I needed to get it. I've worked out some things basically. I was just trying to make sure the fill command worked. Okay, so we're going to try to put in the. So what I believe the is it's in entity, I believe. So it should be entity, Ender Dragon, Growl, right? Actually, which one is you have to put your own name as well here, by the way. No, you do master and then you put your own name. Not that, but I don't want that one though. So let's see which noise we actually want. So it's going to be an Enter Dragon noise. We'll put in master at the end. The pet will be an Ender Dragon. Eventually, with the Ender Dragon, we're actually going to be picking the Ender Dragon up as well. So I think it's Growl, right? We can put this as anything. Yeah, we'll do the Growl, right? That's a good noise. Okay. So this is basically the command. And then we can put that one in here, into the Ender Dragon section. Okay, so at the moment, I was just testing it. We probably want to put it at number 10, right? I don't know if it will work, though. I don't know how that works. Like, can we put it at... Maybe you can do 10.5. There's certain things about, like, how this works that I'm not entirely certain about. So let's do that. Yeah? So let's see what happens with that. Okay. So we have a reset. And let's go again. Okay. Okay, that tells me it doesn't... Yeah, 10.5 probably doesn't work. Let's try it just at 10 there to make it play the raw at the same time he says raw. I don't know if you can have multiple like that, or you have to have different seconds for it. The sound isn't really for anything. We may do something different. For instance, you could make him put... This could be fire blocks. Can you imagine this was fire? I was just testing to see if some of the commands... Basically, I want to make sure the Ender Dragon can do the commands. This is just what I was doing before the stream, just to make sure it was all going to work. That's not good. Why is it... I just want to leave it there, just so I've got the command written down. Oh, he's literally destroying his own thing now. Sorry about this. Did I accidentally hit hide on his name? I don't want to do that. Alright, we won't worry about that command. Let's just make sure we can run this command. I did get the other commands to work. I just want that to work at least. What? I literally got this working before. Why is that not working? Oh! Sorry. Oops. Don't worry about that. I keep forgetting. There's special syntax for it. Okay, this should work now. No, this is the end. Do you understand? The Ender Dragon is the pet. Funnily enough, that actually looks quite good with John jumping there. That funny jumping thing. You alright, cool guy? How you doing? You can also, for instance, I was wondering, like, if I put in here maybe. This is I don't know if this would work. If I just type in this, if that works. No. I think I'll just have to play it like that. But I'm not sure if you can do something like this. If I do play sound, I think you have to play it to a certain... I'm pretty good, dude. You have to play it to a certain person. Just try and fix his thing. Okay, so let's yeah, that is very true, Neutron. It does actually. That's exactly what I was saying. It does look good like that, doesn't it? 49 more to 700. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll go to the pet shop. Find one. It's funny. It actually does look good. I still don't know why John does that, but anyway. Why does John do? Is there something in there that I put with John that made him do that? Not really. I put him in animate normal. I think he just jumps anyway. There's probably a thing like... Okay, let's try a different one. What is this next thing we want to put in? Just want to check. So we're going to try... We're going to keep on trying some more... Just give me a minute here. Let me just try... I think this is a command as well. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What's this guy's name? Wait. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why he's jumping, but we'll figure that out. There's sometimes you can't figure everything out at the same time. Okay, so this is what they call the follow command. So you see now, basically this creates the player actually follows now, which is kind of weird, but I'm not sure. What I'd like to do is get him to follow a different thing, like a sheep, maybe. So to get him to follow a sheep, what we could try, because we don't really want him following the player, right? That's not really that useful. So we could do this. I don't know if that would work. I don't know what the problem is. I'm not sure what this follow command. But as long as you can do, if you can do @p, you'd think you could probably do it like this. I'm not sure it works like that though. Okay. So we get rid of the sheep, and we're going to put a sheep here. It does work, you see. So here's the interesting thing about that now. Now look at this, right? You see he's following the sheep now. So now we can do something more interesting. What it means is we can get him to follow along a path. Well, we can change the pet. If we can always change the pet. It's only a joke, you know, just to have the Ender Dragon as a pet. It's because it's like, yeah, all right. Maybe we'll change the pet. We haven't. I'm not sure. I wanted to. Okay, we will change the pet. What pet would you prefer? Tell me what pet you would prefer John to have. We're not going to work on that quite at the moment, but once we do, I'll change it to something else. All right. But tell me what animal would you prefer to be the pet? Okay. So what we can do, you see, is not that. if we do TP at E and then type if type equals sheep, R equals 10, and then we go like this, right? Alright, and then we make it a repeat conditional or unconditional always active, right? To be active, yeah. So you see what happens now once we have this sheep here. We don't really want to go in that way. Let's do it a different way. We do it 1 and this can be 0. Right, so if you have it like that, see, it's interesting that he does that. I thought you'd have to name the sheep. E type equals sheep. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm not too far away. I didn't mean to do that. What did I type? Oh, it just didn't work. Okay. Oh no, everything's died. Funny enough, Frank is back. They're all back though. Hopefully I can just reset it. What's happened to the Ender Dragon? Should we just get rid of the Ender Dragon then? The thing about the Ender Dragon, there is actually stuff with this. Respawn. Yes. I think if I turn that to yes, let's see what happens. Yeah, you see, there you go, comes back. Okay. So yeah, you've got to be careful about some of this stuff, but normally it's okay, whatever you do, to be honest. Okay, so everything... Okay, well, we can start again now. But what we'll notice, right, we do a restart. I don't think he can follow from that distance. What is going on here? Yeah. Oh, right. That is from... okay, I know why that's happened. Okay, reset. Okay, so what we need to do then is... I don't know. There's certain things we need to do. I'm thinking of doing. We've done quite a lot here already, which is good. But the next step would be to work with the... to start to work with some of this. So, interact. It's not an interact. There's a special section in here. We're going to work on questing at one point, but I don't want to get to the questing yet. Not there either. I'm just thinking if there's any other things that we can work on here. So you can actually have different sounds for each of the different things. Normally what I want to work on is we go to dialogue conversation. So basically this is where you can choose what dialogue will be said. And what's interesting is I'm trying to find where the menu... There's a very important menu here. I think it's in the conversation. And that's this. In here we can actually select the scoreboard value. So what this means, right, and we're going to have to work on this. This is also to do with commands, right? We'll set up quests at another time. But basically, this text, yeah. Where do you get the dialogue from here? I'm curious. This is going to be more difficult to do, but I will do it. It's going to be a different section, that really. I've already got a few videos on custom NPCs, setting up quests, so you're going to see them pretty soon. Pet is the Ender Dragon, and the shopkeeper is someone else. No, I'm happy with that as it is for now. But yeah, I don't want to get too into quests. The only thing I want to do with really what I want to do is not have quests at this point, because quests is not is what most people go for. But really, all I want is dialogue like this, right? So if you look at these guys, right, they're currently on a loop of dialogue, okay. So let's look at those again. So I think I put it in the straight. This is a bit more complicated, but don't do that. Basically, this section here with the dialogues, this is where you place your dialogues once you've completed them. You have to make a whole section of dialogues, and this is where you finally place them. But that's not where you start by putting them. You start in here in the conversation section, and what this does is it lets you specify. So I'll show you how that works. If we go into this guy really should be. I'll put him back to his real name, which is actually Cowman. You can see this guy. Hi, how are you? And then we put the note bell. That's why you keep on hearing the bell all the time. Not too bad, thanks, right? Oh, and how about yourself, right? So the good thing about this, right, is that, remember, we're only in the advanced tab. So this is still the tab which is for, I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying, Neutron, but basically what it means is I can put this dialogue anywhere, and they will always say it. You know what I could do as well? I'm curious about this. If I change all because I feel like it runs all of these. I'm trying to get this to loop more quickly. Okay. So we turn that to the 0. Because basically, I'm pretty sure it's running through the whole lot. That's why it takes so long to start up again. I may be wrong on that, but we'll see. Because what I want it to do is loop faster. And then we'll work out how we can do the scoreboard, right? And then what we'll do, basically, imagine this, right? We want these guys to be talking. Then we're not interacting with them. We're not doing quests for them. They're just talking to each other, right? That's the whole point. And we want to be able to get to the situation where, depending on what you've achieved, and the achievement will be told to you. Yeah. And I'm trying to change this to 0 because basically they just loop through what is spoken here. So this is hi, how are you, right? Not too bad, thanks. This just goes on a loop. You know how you've heard the bell sound all the time in the background? It's because they're just looping through it. But the problem is they loop through all 14, and I want it just to loop more quickly because you can't control this loop so well. So let's see if they go a bit quicker now. I'm hoping they do, but we'll see. Yeah, don't worry about that, dude. I still don't really understand the rules for that. I feel like sometimes it's out of range. Let's try and work this bit out because this is actually something that I would like to see a bit better, a bit more clearly. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not actually dependent on that. It must be to some extent though. Because I often thought like if you go out of range here, it should come back. This is quite a difficult one to work out, but I'll get it in the end. I just want to check it's not to do interaction on blocks. Oh, you know what it is? So I've misspecified it now. Let's just make sure we've got the right section. We put it in there. Because he's called Cowman now. It could be that if you specify that incorrectly, it doesn't work. Why is it not showing his name? Okay. Yeah, that's a quest though. Yeah, there's things called quests, but we're not doing that yet. And maybe I shouldn't have set this bit up. I still feel like it's going to work though. We just need to wait for it to work. I wonder why, like, I don't suppose I need to... I changed them both to dialogue conversation. Should be good. What is that delay there? Maybe that's the one I was thinking of. I'm not sure what that figure is actually. We'll see if we can get it. This is one of those ones that might take a while. Talk. Should we get rid of this section? Let's just get rid of that and focus. Sometimes stuff doesn't interfere with each other. This is in pretty... Where is that section actually? I'm trying to think where I put it in. Maybe it was in there. Yeah. Yeah, I put it in there. We don't want this. So now you won't do that, right? I don't know why it keeps TPing. Where did I put that one? This is stray. This is what a stray is. There we go, it's working now. That's better. Okay. So that's what we wanted, right? Perfect. But you see, sometimes, just because I've learned how to use this a bit. Okay, so now we've got it. Obviously, it's too fast, right? But now we can actually go from that. But it was because I had dialogue set up in here. So you have to be very careful about which menu you set stuff up in. Okay. So you see, if I put this delay at 100 now, let's see what happens. Okay. So I'm just trying to get like a feeling for, because we want it to loop, right? And there's only certain tasks that you can do with these things. Okay, so we're that finally we've got it at a point where we can actually start working with it. So, and remember, right? Here's the thing that's very important to remember: is this is something which kind of does boggle my mind a bit. There's also the global tag. The global one is important as well. Dialogues and quests in there. They're going to be the ones that we really focus on, dialogues and quests. But we're not going to do the global ones yet. We just want to do. I don't know if I'll ever do the global stuff because it seems like global is pointless. From my vision of how I want to do things, global is pointless. It's the way that people think about when they're not really creatives, you know. To do things stuff in a more creative way, we don't need to worry about global. The delay in some things it's second, in some it's ticks. As you can tell, well, you can actually tell, you see, because if you think about how quickly they talk to each other, and it's at 5, you can tell that's ticks. Most of the time it's ticks. It's always ticks, right? So this is ticks, these numbers here, right, down here. But in the but you see, when we go to the do you remember this menu, the scenes menu, right? These are seconds. That's a second. That's 1 second, 2 seconds. But it depends what menu you're in. It's you have to just learn about this stuff. It's all. Remember, this is just something that someone's made. Okay, so what we could do, right? So here's the thing, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Now, you could have a third person. Say we gave John a cat, for instance, right? We gave John a cat. What you would do is John getting the cat inside John's profile. We would change the scoreboard value to something else, right? What that would mean is that then these two, and this is probably what we're actually going to do, just because I'm just thinking about it. So we could do a quest. I don't know how we can do a quest for a cat, actually. We can do it. Maybe we'll do it for an item, right? We'll do like a fish, right? So if we give John a fish, this is what we'll work on next time. But if we give John a fish, okay, that will update the scoreboard objective. And then when we update the scoreboard objective, these guys, who they're currently saying, hey, how are you? They're going to know about it, right? Because we're going to base it. We're going to base the conversation they have on the scoreboard objective. So we'll put the scoreboard objective in here, and it will change, right? And basically, you can use this section here. And remember, you can use like all the different. It's a bit like a funny way to do it, but you've only got access to one menu for each person, so it's like it's kind of strange, like how it's done like this, but we may need to look. We're going to try it this way first. But I have a feeling when we get more into dialogues and quests, we'll be able to improve it. But we're going to try this as like a basic way of doing it first. But we'll just do it so that once, let me explain to you again. So once you've got the fish, right? Once John has the fish, it will update the scoreboard. And then these two will say, oh, did you hear about that John has got the fish? Right? So instead of saying, hi, how are you? It'll be that John's got the fish. No, you can't do this in vanilla. No. This is all a mod. This is mods. This is a mod called Custom NPCs. It's called Custom NPCs, this mod. So that's the problem that you may have, is that you can't do anything like as... This is just it's well used. A lot of people use it, but it is a mod, yeah. We've also got that stuff with the sheep that we can speak about more. The thing I'm not getting now is why they're not talking to each other now. Part of the problem with that, I think, is it may be a question of their proximity. Because you noticed that the stray teleported. Interesting. Like, you see, the thing about the cowman, I remember when I started him off, I did something called some AI. Oh no, he's still in the same place. You see, now it will probably start. Or not. Yeah, it did start. It started on interaction, I think. So look, you've noticed that. I click there. I'm trying to think like how you get it to... What was I doing this guy? I don't know what I was doing with him. Don't worry about him. I'm not sure about this bit. This is something which I still don't quite get. We're going to spend probably the rest of the time talking about this because I really want the conversation to keep on going, right? Conversation. Right. The range is 20. I wonder what range means in this. What if I make the range higher, 50? I don't know why it keeps going. Okay, no problem, Itron. Huh. Yeah, I think we need to work more on dialogue. I don't know. We will try what I said, though. I think, yeah, let's stick to trying what I said first with the scoreboard. But there will be a much larger section on dialogue coming after that, I think. It's probably the way to do it. Because I was getting them to talk constantly before. It's kind of weird, that. No, not you, sorry. In the stray section, right? No, not in the stray, in the cowman, dude. Okay. Hi, how are you? Yeah. It seemed to work better when I had a lower delay. And this is 20 probably. There are some things with the teleportation that I don't quite get. Why is he moving over? Is this something that I put in? I feel like I've done stuff to this guy that is messing it up. Did I put something in scenes for him? He looks like he's got some stuff with scenes. Weird. Could his scene be running at the same... Could his scene be running? Interesting. It is funny how he just moves over though, isn't it? That's what I don't get. Let me just check something. Give me a second here. Can I put it for here? No, I didn't create. You have to create a name for that. Okay. I just want to check there's no scenes running. Yeah, it makes no difference. It makes no sense to me why he's over here. What did I do about with it? Burns, can drown. Movement, standing ground. Oh, maybe it's because I think it's because I made the move speed 10. What is the? I wonder what the. Let me just check what the move speed for the stray is. I think that's causing problems. Oh no, that's move speed 10 as well. Well, look, they are definitely interacting with each other more than they were before. I don't know. We'll have to. I think this bit will just be a question that we have to just try and get it right, because it will depend on how long the text lasts and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. So we've made some good progress today. We've done a few stuff with commands. So yeah, we're going to work on getting that scoreboard. So basically, the next thing to do, like I've mentioned, we need John to know. We need to be able to give John a quest for a fish. All right. We'll so work on that. When that quest is complete, we need to update a scoreboard value so that these two talk about something else. So that's going to be so yeah. So he does a quest for the fish, and then these two are going to talk about something else once that has changed. So we'll change it to a different set of dialogue between these two. Okay, remember this is just testing. We're not writing the story yet. Once I learn how to do these things, I can write a proper story. And we've also also another thing might talk about is to do with. Remember, we still have a different mod as well, which is this one. Do you remember this one? So this is a different mod. And with this one, we can do some stuff with the camera as well. So we can actually create a proper film, like with the camera. So we're going to be. They'll be the things we're working on. We're going to try to do the film with the camera, and we're going to carry on with working through the getting the scoreboard value to update once a quest has been done. Okay, hope you enjoyed today. I'll be back tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow might not be as much as this because I tend to work every other day more. So I've worked a bit more today on some of the important stuff, and tomorrow maybe not so much, but then the day after we should be back. Well, we'll see. But that's all for now anyway. Goodbye.